Your podcast. I'm D-Lo. We got Big Flip.
What up?
We got Bennett.
What?
Today we're going to talk about some NFL. We're going to talk about some fantasy football. We might even throw in a little bit of wrestling, considering that me, Bennett, and Phil all grew up on wrestling. Of course, them a little more. They ended up, going into pro wrestling and things like that. But we're actually going to see. For the first time together, we're going to go see AEW. We're going to go check it out and see what it's all about live and things like that.
I would think that as a podcast as prestigious as this one that we are doing, that we would start out mourning the loss of the great, legendary
Terry Funk,
the hardcore icon, the guy that made ECW that much better once you heard Desperado playing over the airwaves, and Bray Wyatt, who died at 36 years old.
Great character.
It was.
Great storyline writer.
What it was with Bray is that some people didn't. I listened to Jim Cornette's podcast today where he covered it, and they weren't the biggest on the supernatural spookiness of it, but they could see that he was a genius when it came to wrestling and all that. So they gave him all the credit in the world. What do you think, Bennett, about the passing of Bray Wyatt at 36 years old?
Yeah, I mean, it's what it is. Guy sounded like he was a stand-up guy. Everybody has good things to say about him. As far as, I'm a huge supporter of Jim Cornette, but as far as that goes, they're big fans of The Undertaker, and he's doing the same shit, so why don't they get on board? I'll tell you why, because they pick and choose who they like. Bray Wyatt was a fine thing for one of us. I'm not into any of that shit, but I was never into The Undertaker spooky shit either. But I mean, since The Undertaker, if anybody did it as good, it would have been him.
I'm just saying.
I tend to agree with what Bennett's saying, and the paranormal shit, man. Like, why are they bitching about one thing? The Undertaker made a whole career on that shit. I remember when they even tried to kind of push mankind in that direction. They've
done it with plenty of people.
Yeah, and so
Kane,
it's just I think that the way that we're looking at it is that it's sad because the guy was 26 years old.
He was 36.
26, yeah,
36.
36. I keep saying 26. It was sad because I know me and you probably did. We grew up watching his father, IRS, Erwin R. Scheisser, that son of a bitch, always hitting me up on my tax money. We watched his grandfather in old videos, a Black Jack Mulligan. We saw Barry Windham, his uncle, who he was named after. It's just one of those things. I enjoyed his earlier with where he was the cult leader type down in the swamps. He had Brody Lee, which was Luke Harper. You know what I'm saying? He had the Wyatt family. I love that. But I think that we should have just started off with saying, hey, that was awesome what you did for us. We know that he did a movie before when he was out of WWE, so sooner or later that's going to come out. I don't know by who or what. Maybe WWE will buy the rights to it and put it out. But
what was the movie?
It was about like The Fiend, I believe, but it had to be different because The Fiend was trademarked by Vince McMahon because he trademarks everything but a sneeze. So, but yeah, we can get in. That was a sad way to start, but hey, SmackDown killed it with that vintage, that package that they opened up.
Yeah, they did a good job on
that was damn good.
And that was kind of they were doing it on the fly, man, because they had already had the storyline written for that SmackDown, and then when Bray Wyatt passed and Terry Funk passed,
which I believe of that shit, though.
Which I believe Terry Funk passing is so much more of a big deal.
No.
I mean,
no, because I think with Bray,
the only thing, I mean, he's young, and that's the only reason that people were taken by surprise.
Terry got to live a full life. We got to see him do it.
Yeah, but man,
he
was so much more of a legend, dude.
Yeah, I think D'Lo's talking about more of notoriety.
Yeah,
famous.
No, I mean,
you know what I mean? Like,
I think it just depends on. It's two sides of the fence.
And
there's an age.
There's your
there's
side.
No, there's
our side.
I love Terry.
I say all 12 through 16-year-olds are only worried about Bray Wyatt, but
I don't think so. I think that my sons, they know just briefly about Terry Funk, but I think to them, because they're 20 and 18, I feel like to them Bray Wyatt was a bigger name. Like I think with Brock, he's
that's the prisoner of the moment type thing, man. You're seeing Bray Wyatt. You're not seeing what Terry Funk did for. Everything.
Hold on. I hear where you're going with this, but we're all guilty of this too, except for we were smart enough to know. So we grew up in the age of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was the biggest, baddest thing ever. I'm not going to sit here and say Mike Tyson was better than Muhammad Ali. I never watched a Muhammad Ali fight besides on ESPN Classic or videos or something like that. But to our eyes, Mike Tyson was the baddest motherfucker.
Which I have to remind you every time that you get drunk because you say you're the baddest motherfucker on this planet. And I have to say, besides Mike Tyson, you're like, yeah, besides Mike Tyson. So it's sad because...
I don't do that because I forget about Mike Tyson. I do that because you try to fuck with me, and I got to let you know. Put you in check.
Look at his shirt. I just now noticed that. Who's that look like?
I see it, yeah.
But who's it look like?
I don't know who it looks like. I know who it is.
He's a wrestler in AEW. Dosshausen. Yeah. But as we're telling, it's sad about that, but we got to move on.
Yeah, definitely.
All right,
definitely.
We're going to go on to happier things, and what else is happier than us? The NFL season just right around the corner. We got fantasy football drafts coming up this weekend.
And holy shit, I am unprepared.
He is, and he had all this time, me and D-Lo, we could be unprepared because why? We spent the weekend in Michigan, huh? Yeah.
Before we jump off into the football shit, I want to talk about just real quick. This could be a little 5-minute segment or 2-minute segment. I just want to.
That was a real deer. I just want.
I want to. Do you think, Phil? We're both baseball fans. Bennett not so much. He says he's a Cubs fan or whatever, but he don't follow baseball that much and shit. So I'm really. Do you think that we're going to end up pulling this off? The Astros are going to pull this off and win the division. We are losing to the Mariners right now, one of the hottest teams in the league. The Rangers have been holding the division lead for most of the year, but they have fell off probably the last month and a half. Do you believe that the Astros, dude?
Seattle Mariners are picking up steam. They got 3 games against us recently. So.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, like you just said, I'm not big into baseball. I'm not even huge in the NBA. But for whatever reason, this seems to happen in all sports. You got to worry about the hot team.
Yeah.
Now, you're saying the Mariners are right now, and I've heard this too. But the season's close, but it's not over yet. What if the Astros get hot in the last 2 weeks?
We are, dude. The last 3 games, I think we've scored like 46 runs, dude. We scored 17, 13, and like fucking 16. It was something stupid. But before that, we got blew out fucking 17-3.
Like I said, for whatever reason, none of us will ever understand. I don't know if any expert will ever understand. Why does it, when a team is good, and all of a sudden they go cold, and all of a sudden another team picks it up and they get hot? The key to all sports, it seems like, is who gets hot and when. Because you can be a mediocre team in any sport and be good throughout regular season. If you get hot going into playoffs, some reason it's a huge difference. We're talking about like the Giants.
I've even seen wild card NFL teams do it as well. You're right, man. Yeah. Like when they start picking up that momentum.
We just seen it this year with the NBA. You've seen 8 seeds and 7 seeds beat the 1 seed, 2 seed, and then move on into the conference championship. It's nuts.
Yeah.
But it's, for whatever reason, that is a trend that seems to happen in all sports.
Well,
at least team sports.
With the Astros, we just got Michael Brantley back, who is a huge hitter for us.
Well,
constant hitter.
He was 2 years ago when he was on the field. He's been off. He has literally been out of the game for almost 2 years, and but don't get me wrong. I'm giving Brantley respect for the fact that he battled his way all the way back up through the farm leagues and was hot in AAA for us to call him back up and say, we're putting you on our playoff roster. So, I got all the faith in the world in the guy. I just understand that he's been out of the game for 2 years.
And
You
for
know what I
Michael
mean?
Brantley and for the Astros, I'm going to cue
So-
up a little
so-
desperado because guess what? We're the old man out. We're going to come in there like Terry Funk at 54 years old, and we're going to win the ECW World title, which in this case would be the MLB World Series, baby. The Astros, they're going to win.
That's a good comparison. MLB is kind of like ECW when it first started out.
It was great.
Pretty much shit.
You love ECW. Anyway, we did lose the first game in Detroit. We lost that first game. But came back to win.
I told
next
Makai when
How
we
was you
were
guys'
there.
trip?
It was great.
Right.
It was great, man.
Can I get any details?
Sure. We went to Mom's Spaghetti while we
Awesome.
were there. It was awesome. We checked out some historical music venues. The Fillmore, St. Andrews Hall. We
Nice shout
I'll
out.
tell you what, though. I took some edibles.
oh fuck.
That
This
shit
is the
wrecked.
part I want to
And
get
check
to.
this out.
That
Check
shit
this out.
wrecked my life.
He took. We bought these edibles there, and it was Mike Tyson's gummies.
I
and,
bought them.
and it was
like, guys,
it was an ear with a chunk bit out of it. It was crazy. He's selling this shit now. You know what I mean? And
I mean, probably market's great.
and so each pack had
10.
10 edibles in it, and it was 200 milligrams in the pack. Now
How
I'm
much for the pack?
$10.
Holy
Oh
shit.
yeah, shit's so cheap.
Wrecked
there,
my
bro.
world.
It's
baby.
ridiculous.
Wrecked my world.
But I'm a smoker every day. I was smoking during this process, and I took 40 milligrams. Phil took 30. No,
you
I took
took
80.
60.
I
Yeah.
took 80, and Phil took 60. I had that fucked
I would
up.
not let my son Makai enjoy it.
He
But-
took 60 as well.
No, I did not. Anyway,
Okay, well.
Makai's the devil.
But anyway, took these edibles. They fucked me up. I don't take edibles. I'm just a smoker, man. And
Doesn't matter. It's THC. in your
yeah,
body.
no,
That's-
yeah. I don't take edibles, and so edibles actually have a different effect on you. They instead
they
of
wreck
going
your life.
instead of going straight to your brain like smoke does, edibles release a liver enzyme,
Yeah.
and
punch
it's a
me in the
totally
liver.
different. It's a totally different buzz.
I don't want to do none of that.
You're
My
about
liver is shot.
You're about to.
Well, so here's
But
what
it-
happened.
so-
is that we decided to take him right before. We know we got the game. We're
Now,
like,
now, I know you guys. You guys are awesome planners. So you
We got
planned
2
this
hours.
out the best time that you could possibly take them,
No.
and you took them
No.
when?
we did the worst thing. We had 2 hours to go.
Oh, that don't sound like you guys at all.
I thought it was great.
We got two,
He said it was the
we
worst.
get
time.
downtown Detroit by where the Detroit River is, which on the other side of that is Canada. All right, we get downtown because we want to go
That's not
see.
true.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Is it really?
Yes,
Yeah.
you could see Canada from where we were standing.
Yeah, but Phil was driving. He was 30 miles out, saying, "There's Canada." I'm like, "No, the fuck,
But
it's not."
as I understood, if he was there, I was fucking with D'Lo, and D'Lo's like, "No," and I'm like, "That bridge right there." We drove miles before the next bridge, and I was like, "That's the same bridge."
He says
Yeah.
he was fucking with me, dude. This dude.
I was also on edibles at that time. But
He thought
anyway,
it was Canada.
we finally get downtown. We park with this guy. We leave. I don't remember where the hell we parked at because why? I am fucked on edibles at this time. We go downtown to see the Fist, which is Joe Louis's Fist, outside of the old Cobo Joe Louis Arena that was downtown on the riverfront. We get down there. Nobody ever told us that this Fist sits in between
two roads.
two roads.
Like it's in the middle of the road, bro.
Like highway. Like you gotta jump across. I'm sitting there and I go to cross. They're not going. So I'm like, I gotta run back across. I'm like, shit. Makai's just standing there smiling because why? He's fucking extremely high out of his mind. We're staring up at the buildings. I could hear that shit highlighted my senses. I could hear the buildings creaking. I could hear people walking behind me and shit.
I don't think you could hear none of that.
100% I could. It enhanced my hearing.
Oh.
And we didn't even, like in the beginning, it was like it was, we didn't know if it was like blocked off. But we didn't get up close by it. We're sitting there taking pictures from far away of the Fist until one dude finally went up close by it and we're like, it's cool. Why? Because once again, we're all three stoned out of our fucking minds on edibles.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out. We go downtown to this little pizza shop that Makai tells us because we wanted what? Detroit-style deep dish pizza.
Gotta
Go to this
compare.
place?
You know, like Chicago, we ate deep dish pizza. If we ever go to New York, we're gonna eat their pizza. You gotta compare shit like that. You know.
Well, it took forever for the lady. First of all, I'm sweating. I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, God damn, dude, I wish this high would get over. And it was like, guess what, buddy? We only begun. We gonna fuck your world up.
Dude, when Phil eats an edible, it's like somebody eating mushrooms. You know what I mean? Like, he's on for the ride, bro. Like,
I
it's
was
not
not on for the ride. I was just on for like a body buzz, like feeling good. I didn't sign up for hearing somebody talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Ooh.
But he told me he gets voices in his head when he smokes, and so
How often do I smoke?
exactly.
Calm
So
those voices down.
he didn't smoke the whole time we were in Detroit, and I tried. I was like, hey man, hit this fucking pre-roll or something. He wouldn't smoke at all, man. So
But then I was like, one edible. What's the harm it could do? All the harm.
One
That was
edible.
traumatizing.
I'll tell you
one
what.
edible would have been
Yeah.
fine. That would have been about 20 milligrams. I think he would have
As
been
soon
fine.
as I took
But
that,
he took 60.
as soon as I took that, it said, "Yeah, let me talk to you." And I was like, "Did anybody else hear that?" And at that point in time, you couldn't say anything else because why? These two were gonna fucking clown on me. So guess what?
Yeah, he got clowned on the
I couldn't say anything. I just had to eat it all.
And Makai just laughed.
Got to the baseball stadium, just fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like Makai, he enjoyed too many adult beverages at the game the night before, so he wasn't trying to drink. We just sat back and watched the game, and it wasn't bad.
Phil
Sounds like you're trying to deliver a message. Why don't you go ahead and finish it? Tell the boys and girls out there, don't do drugs. Oh, you don't want to tell them that?
Nah, hey, everybody
Do the right amount of drugs. I think Phil wants to put that out. Do the right amount
Listen.
of drugs.
Listen, it goes on. I came back and why I would do an edible again after that experience. Then I came home and did one at a golf course.
I think that he thought in Detroit that the bad experience was mostly because he was forced to drive. Like I don't drive, and
Makai don't
I
drive.
don't drive, and Makai don't drive.
I am
when
their
we're going on
fucking
these baseball
taxi
trips.
driver.
You're a chauffeur.
That's right.
Yeah, and he was a high.
And they
chauffeur.
yell at me. They yell at me. They're like, "Hurry up, boy! Hurry up, boy!" I had no time. I had no time for the colonel to show
This
up.
motherfucker will
Nothing.
be driving in the middle lane of a 3-lane. Each fucking side is 3 lanes, so
Yeah.
6-lane total highway.
Not
And
bothering nobody.
Phil will be driving in the middle lane, and people will be merging on from a ramp, and Phil will totally swerve his fucking car thinking that they're about to hit
First
it.
of all, that doesn't happen. That only happened when I was on fucking edibles or the relapse the next day when the edibles were still in my body.
Edibles don't have relapses. Can we prove that scientifically? Can we get someone to check into that, please?
I was going to say, you got the fact checkers on this shit because God knows they'll be on it.
Let our fucking
But
PR
anyway,
department
let's
figure
get
that
off
out.
this. Hey, great trip there. We got to see where our boys, the Insane Clown Posse, hung out. We saw where they performed at. We got to go to My Spaghetti. We got to eat some Cody dogs on the last day before we came home. Got these delicious monster alcoholic beverages that we're consuming tonight on the way home. It was a good time. I have a good time anytime I go to a baseball trip. I go with D'Lo, I go with Makai, whoever. We would like for you to come, Bennett, but God knows that your soul won't allow
So
it.
here's the deal. More than likely, the trip that we actually do some recording on will probably be a football game that we all go to because Bennett doesn't like baseball. I don't even remember the last time I've been to an NBA game. I think it was a Pacers game when I was a kid or something. So we don't go to many, we don't go to basketball games. Every now and then we get together for a hockey game, but
We did that once.
yeah, that's true.
I go more, but you know what? We're getting ready to get together for a little AEW Dynamite.
That's true.
Coming
We
one
might
week from
record
tonight.
on that night.
1 week from tonight, we got floor seats thanks to our boy D'Lo.
Thank you,
hooking it up.
D'Lo.
We are going to be in downtown Indy at the Farmers Coliseum, and we're going to get to see old MJF, Adam Cole, and everything that happens this Sunday at All Out in Chicago, and we're going to be right there for
Is this
it.
all out or all in?
It's All Out because we just
All
did
Out.
All In.
Yeah.
So, hey, it's going to be a badass time 1 week from tonight, and maybe we'll get to go because we got this set up now. Maybe we can do a little podcast live from outside of there.
Is that
Who
last
knows?
Barry one?
But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, what you guys have all turned this
I
on
just
for,
want to try you
we
some
are
more,
here
that's all I wanted.
to talk the NFL season right around the corner.
Absolutely.
We're here to talk fantasy football. Boys, you guys name what we're going to go off of. I don't care. But let's talk it because that's why the people turned in. They didn't turn in
All
to hear
right.
about our trip or nothing. They want to know NFL. What we talking about?
All right. First of all, we'll talk about cuts down to the final 53. The Bears made some big moves. Cutting some of these players down. They also traded for an offensive lineman. They traded today. They were very active, man. They traded for a defensive player from the Colts. They traded for, they signed a dude. Did they trade for that dude from the Colts, or did they pick him up on the waiver wire?
Waiver wire.
Okay, they got the dude from
They're
the Colts.
number one in the waiver wire.
They got the dude from the Colts in the waiver wire. They got a dude from the Rams in the waiver wire. He was a safety. They got a wide receiver from the Bengals. If I had my phone right now, if I had it pulled up, I'd tell you guys.
Well, let me ask you this, guys.
Well, what I'm saying is, I like some of the moves that the Bears made, but I also disagree with some of the moves the Bears made. When you're cutting down to your final 53, Bennett told me this last night. He don't believe that you should have 10 men as your offensive line set up.
You're losing a.
He's saying that it's using a lot of roster space. Basically, what Bennett's saying is your backup guard should be able to switch from center to other guard. All that shit. So that what he's saying is we should max have about, what'd you say, 7 or 8?
No, it's saying, and that's shocking that Bennett would say something that ignorant, that's stupid.
8 or 9.
No, you told me max 8 last night.
Yeah.
In my opinion, in the NFL, the most crucial thing that gets hurt is the lineman.
Yeah.
You want to have, if you can afford to go with 10 to 15 linemen, and I'm talking about, listen, I'm just saying, as
15, brother. I mean, that's huge.
Upwards.
I said 10, and that's one. That's a starter and a backup.
Position.
Yeah, that's a starter.
You signed 15 guys on your 53-man roster, and you just lost your fucking job as a coach.
I don't think so, man.
Absolutely.
Where do you win and lose the game at?
It just depends on
Up front in the trenches, right?
It's true. I
You're
agree.
not signing 15 offensive linemen.
So do you think that you should have 12 to 15 defensive linemen as well?
Well, when it comes to that, I would say you need to have 8
That's
to 10.
30.
8 to 10.
8 to 10.
Because you got 4 on that.
Just breaking down the numbers from what you just said, that leaves you where you're almost only having one backup per position.
Well,
So you're only going to carry 4 linebackers.
I understand that you're saying that because when it's broke down, you're looking at starters 11 on offense, 11 on defense. So you're looking at 22 players that are starting. You got a 54-man roster, so every spot had just one. You're looking at 44. I get that. So you're only left with what? It's 52 men, so you look with 8.
53 men, so
53.
9.
So 9. You're left with 9 men. All right. I don't know about you. All right. So yeah, 15. That's too much. 10 is not too much.
I say 10.
10 to 12, I guess.
12 maybe even, dude, because a lot of these teams carry a long snapper.
That's 3 positions by themselves. You're a kicker, punter, long snapper is usually 3 positions by themselves.
Yeah.
But I consider a long snapper a form of a line.
So taking away from what you said,
But that's also though.
you just lost
Your kicker, your punter though. That's okay. That's gone. I know that's not going to be your place kicker, but 12 guys on the offensive line. That's not insane. It's really not. Now, when you're talking about that 50,
And
Here we go.
sometimes you can substitute that by signing a blocking tight end that instead of a receiving tight end. Sometimes you can substitute that extra blocker in there. You know,
but that's still another spot.
It is absolutely.
So here's something good we can actually talk about and debate, and it'll make sense. We don't have to get in depth about a whole lot of fucking actual critical and detailed information. 53-man roster. Let's break down how many positions we keep in what position. So 2
That's
quarterbacks,
good,
3
because we're talking
quarterbacks.
about
Let's do it.
I got you.
Cut down.
That'll take
So
a little time.
hold on, give me 1 second.
Go ahead.
So I can keep a
You
count
do
on
it.
all this.
To me, I feel
I know
like
you're a big fan of cheating about stuff like this, Phil.
Yeah. Phil will have 72 players by the time it's done, and still tell
that's
us.
only because I can't count. So it's not because of any other.
I was going to add that in, but you did it for me.
Oh, I can admit my fault. Can you? I have not got to use the clap for D'Lo yet when he says something clever.
You're never gonna give
Probably
me the
because he
clap.
has not said anything.
You're
clever
never gonna
tonight.
give me the
No,
clap.
because
Enough women have
you
already.
you totally forgot about it since we started doing
No,
it.
I've been
That's
looking
fine.
at it, but you don't want it to be
Yeah, we need one of those.
Oh, Bennett right there. You get a what? You get a what?
Yeah.
All right.
Of course, I feel like you got to start out.
You want to go?
The number one position has to be quarterback.
No, we're gonna go right down the line. We'll do all.
That's what I'm saying. You got to write it down as we go. Quarterback, no more than 2. You have a third one that is on your practice squad, and so that's what you always got to remember. You're allowed 7 players on your practice squad.
I thought it was more than that. Now.
No, there's 10. I thought.
No, there's 7.
Let's look at it.
Oh, I
think
thought
it's
it
10.
jumped to 15 when COVID, and I don't think it took it back down.
I think it's got to take it back down.
I thought it was 10, brother.
10 was the original, I believe.
Okay, well, if it is, you might be right. I said 7. You say 10.
That's easy. We can look that up real quick. That's pretty easy.
Yeah. But anyway,
I was
so he
saying,
says 2 quarterbacks.
2 quarterbacks.
Yep.
Each game, that's what you got to roll with. All right.
I
Hey,
disagree.
we got a lot of positions here, so let's not drag this on. These people
Okay.
are like,
I disagree. I don't ever want my team to get in a position where they're punter or wide receiver playing quarterback, and so I would carry 3 on my roster, 3 on my
that's
active.
the spot that you're losing then.
I know.
So we got one more spot on our roster than what Dila does.
My answer is a little bit more complex. I won't make it long though. So depending on who my quarterbacks are, I definitely don't do any more than 3. Definitely 2. Of course, you gotta have 2. But ideally, if I can, I only want to carry 2.
Okay, 2 it is. That was.
Let's go running back.
That was retarded.
Running back, yeah, I don't know why you had to go in that much detail. I just said it was 2 or 3. But
Are we doing halfback and then fullback?
I'm
or are we
going
doing
running back next because
that's what I'm asking. Are we doing halfback and fullback?
No, it's all together.
Yeah, let's just do it all together.
If you
That's
got
a lot of
a
teams
halfback
don't
in there,
carry
that's fine.
you can
fullbacks.
state it. I'll go ahead and say no more than 3. You got 3. You got your starter and then 2 guys behind him, and that other guy should be a fullback or should be playing something else. He should be an H-back
Gotcha.
that can step in whatever role if he's going to be on there, because I just think that running backs is a different breed. Those guys take a hit every time. Quarterback doesn't take a hit every time, but a running back is like linemen.
Yep.
They are in the trenches. They are battling. So I say 3. What do you say, D'Lo?
I say 4. I say, you try to carry 3 halfbacks. Well, yeah, no, I'm gonna say 4.
D'Lo's gonna have
3
nobody
halfbacks and a
defense.
fullback.
D'Lo's got no backups on defense. I can see this.
Yeah, it's probably looking that way, isn't it?
I'm going to go 4 as well. I want to go over the rules. I'm not going to go over the rules because it is fucking, once I looked it up, it is huge. There's a whole lot of explanations. Talking about players with so much years experience. Talking about players that don't have this much experience. It's crazy. All in all, whatever those mixed rules are, you cannot have more than 16 now. 16 practice squad players. I do believe
That's
it used to-
huge, dude.
It is huge. I think it used to be 10. I think after the pandemic, after COVID, that's when they upped it.
16
And
is
it's stayed.
huge,
That's a
dude.
lot,
That's a
dude.
fucking lot, dude.
That's a nice. It helps out a team. a
Yeah,
lot.
it does, man. Yeah, it does. All right, let's move on.
Remember though, practice squad players are not safe.
We're
Other
going to go
teams
to the
can
next
sign
popular.
then it said
group.
4 on
running backs.
Running
Wide
backs.
receivers. Now, wide receivers, most guys, you got 2 starting. Sometimes they only have 1 every play. Sometimes you got 3 or 4. So, when it comes to wide receivers, I would say on your active roster that you're going to roll a 6. What do you guys say? What do you say, D'Lo?
I tend to agree with 6, but at the same time, one of them has to be a returner. He's got to be able to return.
I think that's how it looks at.
Let me give you.
You know that
I was going to jump into
running
this,
back or
but-
receiver is going to return. So
Well, I was going to jump into this real quick after
Well-
you guys got done, but I mean, this was I didn't want to like talk over you guys, but I wanted. I didn't think about it until we started talking about it, but we got to keep this into consideration that punt returner and kick returner. You said running back and receiver. That's correct, but there's also defensive backs that do it. But you got to consider that. Now we will not put that on here because, like you said, one of these players in one of these positions is going to do that. But sometimes you're keeping an extra running back or an extra receiver just for the return game.
well, it's also sometimes it's corner.
Oh yeah, corner. That's what I'm
I
saying.
know for
That's
the
the whole
Jets,
thing.
For
Like,
the Jets, it's a
I've
guy
seen
named,
safeties.
So okay, also
for the Jets, it's a guy named Justin Hardy who plays corner.
perfect example. Yep.
So I mean,
Look at that.
Could he
oh,
could he
so-
could he play cornerback for him if he needed to, or do they just
Corner?
keep him in there for a routine?
No, his
return.
natural position is a corner, but he's not.
Would
top
he make
echelon.
the team as a corner?
Yes,
He would.
that's what he does. That's what he
See?
does on our team.
So that's not a good example. I can't think of a
He
recent
is our
one.
starting returner.
I can't think of a recent one. I can think of an easy one that everybody will
What about
understand.
Devin Hester?
Devin Hester.
Yeah.
Devin Hester played cornerback.
He
got,
tried.
he got converted at wide receiver. He never would have made the team at either.
That's all that
The
is.
reason why Devin Hester stuck around for as long as he did in the NFL, because he's the best returner that the NFL's ever seen. He had a job just because of that. So
But
we're
hell-
not, like I said, we're not going to add that in 50
Hell,
man roster.
put Deion Sanders back there. That dude's going to return
Correct.
razzle and
Correct.
dazzle, but you know what I'm saying?
No, he would have started.
Too
corner.
much money though. Too much money
But
to put him back
but
there.
Devin Hester started like.
But you will keep what I'm trying to get at is you will keep a specialist return man in one of these positions.
Yeah.
So that's okay. So Phil, you
There's-
said
that's
6.
probably the reason that Velas Jones.
6.
That's probably the reason that Velas
Six.
Jones is on
So,
the roster. Am I-
Right.
Are you
Unless it's pride.
right? Well, because they
drafted
drafted him.
kind of high. You don't really want to let go of a draft pick that high.
I want to try that one.
Yeah, I like
I want to try it. I hope this ain't got caffeine in it like an energy drink, man.
We're
Because
sure
doesn't
they do.
know.
That one I don't think does because it's the white one. Those typically don't. But
So D-Lo, what'd you have at wide receiver? Phil, by the way, you were up at 11.
that's good.
You said what?
That was
5?
good. Yeah, 5.
Okay.
And still, one of them has to be a return.
You don't know that yet.
No, I do.
by the way, what's your opinion?
That's yeah. That's what I'm putting.
Real quick, hey, what's your opinion on going to Hollowicked this year? Right back up there.
You know,
I,
man.
I found the place. We were 2 blocks. It was right by Mom's Spaghetti. You know where the hockey place was? It is 2 blocks behind that and 1 block back. That's where the Masonic Lodge is, where they're doing that at. I said, well, if dealer's down, I'll go ahead and pick up
Let's
the
do it.
tickets. and
Let's
we'll
do
go.
it. Buy 'em up.
The guy said, I'm down. Of course he was. All right, Bennett, what do you say about wide receivers? How many?
I did 6.
6? Do you agree with me? And how many he say?
He said 5.
Of course, he got to make up his time somewhere where he's added all these extra players that ain't going to do shit.
Let's go to tight end.
Let's go tight end. Tight end, I'm rolling with 2 of them.
Hey, let's pause real quick before we do that. That's fine too. But
This is a Fago.
no, let's just do a real quick side thing about the tight ends this year in the NFL.
I believe it. Dude, it is right down the middle. You have either ones that are catching ones that are scoring touchdowns, and they're similar to a wide receiver, which there's not a lot of them in the league. They're top echelon
Fantasy
receivers.
wise, it's not
No.
a good.
Well,
thing.
that's why I brought it up because I did a
And then
mock draft
blocking
today.
ones.
And it was really, really shocking. You had Travis Kelce in
Yes.
like the top 10. You didn't see another tight end.
Probably until 49ers.
No, Kittle was not even close.
Really?
He was like 5 or
He's
6.
on the downward. I was.
Pitts from Atlanta was not even.
Pitts?
He was not even close.
What about
Yeah,
old boy
Miro.
that was a Raider and they traded him to the Giants?
Waller,
oh,
he
yeah.
was after those 2. I'm trying to think right now.
Miro. He's a big fan of Kittle. Kittle had shoes on just like him.
I can't remember now who it was, but there was Hawkinson was next.
Really?
Yep,
That's
Hawkinson.
Even over Kittle.
Yeah, over Kittle.
I had Hawkinson.
There was
Last 2 years.
it was Kelsey. Then a long way was
Long
Hawkinson.
way, dude. Long way. Whoever picks up Kelsey's gonna have the best in by far.
Yeah, now that Gronk's
I
out.
think that Komet might have a decent year this
No,
year.
no.
I'll pick him up.
I'll tell
I'm
you
just
what.
saying it was shocking to see the big divide.
Where did the boy from Notre Dame go? I think it was Vegas. We're talking about
I can't remember.
Michael Mayer.
Yeah, Michael Mayer.
I
I'm glad you
believe.
came up with that. It's so hard to keep track of Notre Dame tight
I always
ends.
re-
There's
well, I always
always one that
remember
comes out though.
I remember because it's like the dude from Halloween, Michael Myers.
It's
Michael
one thing.
Mayer.
It's one thing that you can count on.
All
Notre
right,
Dame tight
what you
ends.
got for tight ends?
He said 2.
I'm saying 2.
Really? There's no way you go less than 3.
I can see why you would say that, but still, yet I'm taking 2.
Well,
Why?
it all
Because
depends.
I
It
believe
all
that
depends on
line
if you
people-
line up in a 2 wide receiver set. If you're using 2 wide receivers as starters, then you definitely got to have a third one as a backup.
The only way I disagree with that is definitely the backup, but you got so much more you can do in offensive line or goal line situations. With 3.
That's true.
Bennett, look at that. You want to hit that? No?
Offensive tackle. Offensive lineman.
I feel like, we should put them all together.
Yeah, I don't wanna do
I'm
it
going to
differently.
say, how many do I have right now?
You have a total of 13.
I have 13. All right. Offensive lineman, I'm going to go with 12. I'm saying you take 12 into the season because of injuries. So, like we had said before, that is 1 for each backup. And you do want guys, and most times guys can play either guard and center or guard and tackle. All right. Ain't too many
10,
centers
better.
you see playing tackle, but I would say going into the season, 12. 12 definitely.
Yeah, I picked 10. I think 1 per position, which really hurts me because now thinking back on it, I picked. I should have picked 3 tight ends when I picked 10 offensive linemen because I feel like if you carry 2 receiving type tight ends and then you carry 1 blocking type tight end, you can fill him in, like you said, on goal line situations and shit like that. So
Here's a definite that all NFL teams do with offensive linemen. Everybody has a third tackle for goal line situations. Just like we was talking about 3 tight ends, everybody has a third tackle. It's called a swing tackle usually for most teams.
Yeah, you're
They
right.
find their next best tackle, and that dude always comes in on goal line situations, and he's the next man up usually for either the left or right tackle, whatever gets injured.
But why wouldn't you go with 4 tackles? Because that is the most.
You do whatever you want, but I'm telling you what most NFL teams do. They have what they call a swing tackle. That's the next man up for both positions. That's the next man. That is the guy in the goal line situations. That's just how it goes.
But 4 makes sense because the tackle that's protected the blind spot. That's your outer perimeter. That's secure at the edges of it, man.
Defensive line.
This one is a really hard one to
discuss.
discuss.
Is this including
4-4-3?
Yeah, are you including defensive ends and in this?
To tell you the truth, if you look back through history, it doesn't really matter if you run a 4-3 or so it's kind of hard to describe because defensive linemen, you're almost keeping the same, but the difference is a lot of times they classify rushing linebackers in a 3-4 as a defensive lineman.
Right.
So that's what you'd be thinking about. Let's not think about 3-4 so much.
Well, yeah, let's go with 4-3, and then
that'll give you a better
because
you're thinking about pass rushers.
Yeah, because
and run
I'm even
stoppers.
trying to select my linebackers off of 4-3 type of style. You know what I mean? Because if I go
I would say
3-4, then I gotta pretty much add at least 2 more.
Yeah, but here's why I'm saying this would be more simplified. When you do 3-4, 2 of those outside linebackers are usually pass rushers. So you're looking more defensive linemen. They don't do a whole lot.
I'd say edge rushers are with
defensive linemen.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So that's why I'm trying to say simplify it like that.
So think of it as a 4-man front.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'll tell you what, this is something that the Jets are stacked in because we have all the fucking edge rushers in the world. And I'm going to go ahead and say 10. Carry 10 of them in there. So just like the offensive line, I'm carrying 1 man for every starter and then a backup, and I got 2 more. Why? Because those are the guys that are in there so often on every play. They are getting hit. They are getting physical in there. And so those are the spots where if you're more likely to have a guy get injured compared to, say, like safety or something like that. I feel like when you're constantly making contact and you're constantly banging in there, I want to have
You'd
guys.
be surprised
that can
though,
avoid it.
man. Like,
And if anything, I'm not even thinking about injury.
You see more fucking guys pulling hamstrings or.
That's probably the biggest rotational position in NFL.
The thing about that,
Even more than running back.
Yeah.
but linemen, linemen.
So I
guys
understand why you
roll on
want
their
so
knees.
many.
10's a lot.
Chop
though,
blocks
No,
take
I'm not
guys
going
out,
10. This
dude.
guy's an idiot.
dude. Yeah, I'm going 8. I'm
Okay.
going 8.
8? Would you go, Bennett?
I went 8 as well.
You guys are dumbasses. That's why you guys are fired.
Hey, linebackers. Again, assuming we're talking about more like 4-man front.
No, we
Four,
want
3.
4,
So-
so it's 3.
Yeah, so it's 3.
So then, with linebackers, it's a little different. You can use. I know the Jets will use guys that are previously were safeties to come up, hard hitters. I'm just rolling with 6. I got a backup for each spot. That's it.
Me too. I'll take 6.
What you say, Bennett?
No, I did 6 as well. Not only because I was thinking of backup for each spot, but for whatever reason, usually special teams is filled out by a lot of linebackers.
Actually, change mine to 7.
Okay.
7.
Because I just said that?
No, I'm going to carry 3 middle linebackers, but I expect a third one to play special teams.
Okay, we are going cornerback.
Cornerbacks, man. See, that is you.
I will break the secondary
You're
down
gonna-
because that does make a huge difference.
Cornerbacks, you're.
Massive.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got just 2 out there. Other times you got 3 out there. It's one of those
I
things-
think you got to be prepared for 3 starters.
with me,
With the league these days, you got to have 2 outsides and a nickel. You got to.
yeah, I believe with this one, I'm gonna roll a 6. You got a backup and a starter just in case. Even though the nickel, you could go with 5, and I probably should have went 5. I'm gonna go with 6. But
Where am I at on my total right now?
that's nice not knowing until the end. Then it's like, hey, guess what? You're overboard, idiot.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to be in like one selection.
Yeah, I think he's getting
All
close.
we got left, all we got left is safety, baby.
That is not all I got it.
No, wait.
You are at 39, D-Lo.
39. I'm gonna carry.
We are on a podcast, man. Spit it out.
I'm gonna carry 6.
No difference than me.
So I'm at 45, and I gotta get to 53.
I as well carried 6. It's an important position to have. You need depth there, like we were talking about before. For one, that is a rotational piece in the NFL. You always want your 2 outside guys, but you got your nickel. But every time I watch a game, you see like the 4th and 5th corner at least a couple times.
Well, like last year with
You guys are running a lot, chasing around them receivers. And
Sauce started like 90-some% of the snaps that we played last year.
That's
We were trying
awesome.
to pull them
Sauce
out.
is on a different level.
Yeah. I'm just glad that you finally amended that. I appreciate that. What am I at right now, man?
You got plenty of room, 35.
Okay. So, see, you try talking that smack. All right? So, we got safeties. And when it comes to safeties, you got your free safety, you got your strong safety. And even when it comes
No, we're
to
just
that,
going to go safeties, though.
But I know.
We'll
But
make
when
it
it comes to
simple
that,
for
dude,
you.
I'm just 4, man. I'm fine with that. 4. You could always, if you have to, you can start a corner back there. I'm not going to start a fucking linebacker back at safety. I will start a safety up at linebacker.
Well, yeah, I can see what you're saying. Hey, you gotta. It's gotta be a special type of safety. He's gotta be a popper, dude. Like, you can't be.
Who that boy from Bennett showed us the footage before the draft this year? Dude from Northwestern or Illinois?
I think it was
That
Illinois.
dude
He was
was-
a cornerback, dude.
Yeah, I hadn't seen
I
dudes
can't
pop
remember
like.
that kid's name. I'm the one that brought him up. I can't
Yeah.
remember his fucking
Well, I'll tell
You
name.
don't
what,
remember
dude.
his name when you see him.
Was it
pop
Illinois,
out.
dude?
He was the second cornerback pick.
Yeah.
It was Illinois, right?
Yeah.
I want to
I
say it was
believe.
almost 100%. That dude was a popper, and I
Yeah.
love those. I love those guys.
Well, not only,
Don't
that's
care.
cool.
You
to
ain't
see,
seen a Troy Polamalu since Troy Polamalu, though. That's
but
the
man,
thing,
that
like-
does something for your team. And, like when you lay a hit on a guy,
No, it lets
Hey,
them
you know,
know,
they-
it lets them know you win it till the
You
end.
know,
it is
man,
a
they-
shift
they
in
always-
momentum usually.
They always claim fucking Vontaze Burfict or whatever his name was. Dude, they said that dude was such a dirty player and shit. But dude, I was like, that dude, he didn't give a
Old
fuck.
school, but
Yeah, headhunter.
I guess when I
Yeah.
think of safety, I think of old school, and so the guys like Ronnie Lott, those dudes that lost a finger. Was it the Super Bowl or the NFC
Got
Championship?
caught in somebody's
But
face
yeah,
mask or
yeah, and they cut it off, and so he could go back out and play.
Everybody tells a story so much better than what Ronnie Lott does. You ever heard
Got to.
Ronnie Lott tell a story?
Well, you know why? Because Ronnie Lott is
He
an
tells the truth. He was the
egotistical-
one that was there.
He's not egotistical either, though.
He lost the tip.
Hey,
of
you
his
know-
finger.
you
He
know-
still lost a piece of his
Do
finger.
you know
people.
who
But he lost
who
the tip of
says
it. He
the
didn't
truth
lose a
until
fucking
it's time
finger.
to? a great wide receiver in the NFL named Marvin Harrison. That dude was great until the minute the police investigated him about a shooting outside of his car wash, and then all of a sudden, he became a fucking retard and couldn't say shit.
Well,
all right?
you know.
I don't know. Don't talk to the police.
Ray Lewis said, bitch, prove it. OJ said, if the glove don't fit, you
Oh,
must
no. Ray
prove it.
Lewis did not say prove it. Ray Lewis said, go look at my friends. I wasn't there that night.
He was there. Ray Lewis,
I know he was there, but he said, go look at my friends, and that took their eyes off him.
Yeah, that's like me saying to you guys, but you guys are like, is there crime stop? Is there a warrant? What?
Nah, if you were famous,
Jog my memory.
if you were
With
famous,
some dough.
yeah, and if you were famous, then, that'd be a different thing. But Ray Lewis still dogged his friend and said, why don't you go look at these?
They're probably a piece of shit, dude. Probably a piece of shit. Does me and Ray Lewis have something in common? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not saying nothing. Hey, you connect the dots.
All
Next up. So what do we have left? We have done starting offense.
We're at
starting
safety.
defense. Oh, we just did.
Safeties, man, safeties.
I told you, man.
I'll pick 4.
Nice. D-Lo, you were...
I said the same damn thing. You didn't say nice to me.
I don't know, because I looked at the rest of your...
Hold on, people. Hey, did you hear me? Hey, Big Bill, step 4. Let's go ahead and bring it on. I hit the clap, but it did not hit the clap. They actually laughed at me. So I hit the wrong button, which you said I should
You've
have.
been hitting the clap for years.
That's right. I've been hitting the clap. Oh, years.
So I'm rolling with 5 too, and I don't think necessarily you need 5 safeties, but I like the fact that, like I said again, usually there's
Bennett's hoping that one of the safeties could throw the ball, run, maybe do something on
special
offense.
teams.
Yeah.
You want someone like a safety. It's flexible like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a good hitter. He can track down the ball.
Oh shit, Bennett, you just hit it on that, man.
So, to finish out my roster, I'm carrying 1, 1, and 1.
1-1-1. Yeah, we all are.
But then what are we left with?
Okay.
Tell us what we are all left with.
I will. Me and D-Lo, guess what? We have 1 spot to give after kicker, punter, long
And
snapper.
I would dedicate that spot to a 3rd tight end.
3rd tight end. Good job, D-Lo.
Listen to that. Oh, hey, let's go ahead.
I'm gonna go
what a
with
clap.
3rd quarterback.
Okay.
There you go, D-Lo. You give me the clap right here, baby.
I already carried 3.
Phil, now you have to cut a player to get a long snapper.
I got a cut.
Don't worry about it. Your backup quarterback can do it. Or
I'll
your-
say it, Blair.
your 19th offensive lineman should be all right. How about your 17th defensive lineman?
That's what Bennett got for telling that.
Oh,
Shitty ass
you're
crap.
hitting me with the
He
no-no.
ate. No, he ate crow. Once again, he ate crow. Let's hear it again. Now, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna blow everybody's mind. What am I gonna do here?
You gotta cut somebody first.
I'm gonna cut somebody. What did I have for corners?
Wow. 5, I think.
6.
6.
6. I'm going down to 5. Yeah, put that music, baby. It only plays whenever Big Bill makes an awesome deal, and I just did.
Good job. Finished out your roster. I
Yeah,
like it.
right.
Solid.
But I was only 1 over. Only 1 over. You was 1 under?
Yeah.
We were both 1 under.
Okay, shit.
D-Lo had 2 tight
So
ends.
you
You had a
jocking
3rd
him.
one.
Is that you jocking him or what?
No, we actually had totally different shit all the way down the board.
Alright.
Yeah.
But still, 1 over.
Actually, you
1
and
under.
D-Lo had more stuff in common than me and D-Lo did.
Oh, look.
Yeah, you
just went ludicrous on the offensive line.
And that's
No,
not a
it's
bad
not. It's not because
It's not a bad
It's
position.
all about what do you as a coach. As you as a coach, what do you view as? I am view like we all view the quarterback as an important position. All right, but either you have one or you don't. You're hoping, or you already got one. All right. Offensive lineman, that's not something I'm willing to
I
play
just,
games
like I
with.
said, my reasoning behind picking 3 quarterbacks was not because either you have one or you don't. It is what it is. But if your quarterback goes down and then the next guy goes down, your punter or your wide receiver is going to be playing quarterback.
See, I'm thinking of a totally different area. I totally get what you're saying. Rarely does that happen.
Very rarely.
Yeah.
But
The reason why I'm thinking that is maybe in my head I'm thinking like in real time. Maybe I got 3 decent quarterbacks on my roster. I don't want to put on practice squad and let somebody take. Especially if there's
but
contract
that's
issues.
like
That's the most important position.
I'm looking at it like what
that's
would,
why I do that.
I'm looking at it like why would I do it if it was the Bears? And
yeah, I'm not.
we don't have 3 decent quarterbacks. This Tyler Badgett could be a good kid or whatever, but Nathan Peterman, who we kept as our third,
none of this
is not.
that I did, I looked at like I was the Bears. I was thinking like an NFL team.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's the reason why I did that last decision was make an extra quarterback. Was because, like I said, maybe if I have 3, it's the most important position in the league. Somebody can't take them off the practice squad. If I got contract issues with the prima donna in front of everybody else.
Hey, let's go ahead and give Bennett a little
5-star.
What?
What? I didn't get a cheer for that.
What? Hey, listen here.
Man, you keep on
we'll go your
throwing
song.
that switchboard.
It's been a song. Where's it at on there? He got a little bit of Puerto Rican or something in him. I don't know. He's dark skinned. Either way, when I met him, his name was.
All right. That was fun, man. But let's move on, man. Let's talk about some fantasy football, guys. Like you said, we're coming in pretty much.
Hold on, before we move on, let's clearly say who won and lost that.
I won for sure.
I think it was a
How
close.
can you say who won
Close
or
first
lost
and
on
second, and I won, but we know who came in third.
You know what?
For sure.
The only way.
Can we agree on that?
I have
The only way to determine who won
Hey,
or
can you
lost
clap
that
for yourself?
is to go online and see what the average is. That's
Remember
not
when
it.
you were a kid and
That's
you got
not
the
it.
yellow
That's not-
ribbon?
You know what Bennett gets? Bennett gets laughter. That's what Bennett gets because dude don't know what the hell he's talking about. Now, if I was to say it, this is what I would have got. Applause. Thank you, people. But listen, not everybody thinks the way
Here's
that
the
I
question.
do. And that's why you have winners and losers in this world. And that's why Big Papa P, that's right, the guy right here talking to you, he's a winner. And one more time, we're going to give that an applause. What's that, D-Lo?
Yeah.
Because all we're doing is shooting off guns. You don't
Leave
know.
this out. This is what happens when you leave Phil in charge of the soundboard.
But listen,
anyway,
the only way to determine that is go by average. What does each team do the average, and then we'll see who's best. But we're only separated, though. We're only separated by what, 2?
Yeah.
Because you guys had one under, had to add one. I was one over, had to take one away.
You're
That's
talking
not
about
bad.
the roster?
Yes. Yes.
One person is super critical.
Hey, listen, Benachek. Listen, you did this shit with fucking 10, 11-year-olds, you know what I'm saying? For God's sake.
I wish I could have cut some of those little bastards.
Oh.
Especially the autistic.
All right, so
Listen,
so we
love 'em,
we
but,
agree that me and Bennett tied for first and Phil came in third.
Oh,
Stay off the soundboard.
What?
Much.
What? We don't get it, and we don't agree. And in fact, we find that
You are not the people.
laughable. Laughable. What the hell this dude just said. But don't worry. Hey, listen. Big Papa P's here. And don't worry, because
He's
I
going
bring
Mick
it.
Foley in
Cheer
here
me.
and shit.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. We got you.
Dude,
But
are
we
you
gotta
going to
move
go
on.
through a sentence now without hitting a button?
Listen, I'm not saying nothing, baby.
All right, so we're moving on to fantasy football, fellas. We got a big draft coming up Friday.
Whose draft is it?
The O'Reilly
Spurs draft, baby.
O'Reilly's fantasy football draft, something that, if anybody knows us, in our spare time, we also have a club extracurricular group called the O'Reillys that is made up of me, D-Lo, Bennett, Wild Bill, the fat dude that's transgendering named Biggs, and
Don't
also
use the young one. Don't use the other one's name.
also
What we call him? Bronze O'Reilly.
Big Papa Brock, right?
Yeah,
Bronze
Hey,
O'Reilly.
that
He's
kid-
not in yet.
That kid has actually went to school every day, and
he's not in the.
Fuck, man, I've been to
fantasy
school every
football.
day. What do I get for it?
you don't go to school. He goes to Indiana
I
State.
take you to school every day. I meet you, son.
But no, I school you every day.
Yeah.
Cheer me on, people. Cheer me on. Hey, here.
Oh, here you go.
I
He's
am
got to
the
take it
man.
off.
All right. Anyway, back to the fantasy football draft, man.
What we talking
It's
about
it's
here?
hard to determine what you're gonna do. It's hard to even try to set a roster. That's why Bennett's smart and starting doing mock drafts already. You got the week off. You should be doing a bunch of mock drafts.
Dude, listen. I just don't.
I just know that I was
What would I talk
unprepared.
to with 2 people that I am in?
I mean, because
league
we
with?
gotta go to work, and so we don't have the upper hand
Oh,
like
I
you
work
do.
normally, but listen here. I got lucky that while I was there, something broke on a machine and I don't work. And I also got lucky that I won $7,500.
So when are you going back to work? Because it don't
Monday.
sound like
Monday.
Well, it don't sound like they're opening. It sounds like they're opening on Monday, but you just got this money.
We already talked about it.
He's going on vacation. He said you want to go to
scared.
Houston next weekend.
I didn't say that, and I would, dude. I would in a heartbeat. You know what I said? I said this weekend is all out in Chicago. Who wouldn't like to go to that, huh? What's with the all out?
Oh shit!
And if I won this money beforehand, I would have been an all in. I would have been fish and chips over there with the queen her fucking self. Yeah, go ahead, applause me. Thank you, baby. Anyway,
This is terrible.
but now it's time. Hey, let's talk about this.
take
Let's
this
talk.
sound
Hey, what do you? It comes to fantasy football. Everybody
Yeah,
has
so-
their mindset. How do you draft?
At this point in time, I believe Justin Jefferson is the surefire number one. If Justin Jefferson's gone and you got the second pick, you got to go with Patrick
But
Mahomes.
wait. So you're saying that the number?
One pick is a wide receiver, Justin Jefferson.
I disagree with this dude.
Well,
He's not saying that. He might actually be saying that, but what they're saying, literally, like on every.
State draft too. Remember that. So by the time it comes back to you, most people they're going to 2 players.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about just ratings. Justin Jefferson's number one on every board.
No.
Yeah.
Well, except for yours.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'll
they play different
I'll
fantasy
take Garrett.
football in Yugoslavia.
I'll
all
take
right?
Garrett. I would take Garrett Wilson.
Then picking a 53
I would
man
take
roster.
Garrett Wilson over Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, hell yes you would.
Yes.
Every day of the week.
But I'll tell you what.
Except for on
based
Sunday
what
when he
Bennett-
plays.
Based on what Bennett just said a little bit ago, you got it. Take the number one in that position. I'm taking Travis Kelce.
Man,
There ain't another
I'll tell you
one
what,
like
there ain't
close.
another one even close in the draft.
There's Justin
not-
Jeffries that you could take. There's guys that will. There is not another.
The
Travis
only one that I
Kelce.
can compare close to him, maybe
Per week in points, nobody.
to
No.
Justin Jefferson or Jeffries or whatever his name
Jefferson.
is. Jefferson. Maybe West, but who is Garoppolo going to stay healthy to get the ball to him?
Who?
You know what I'm saying?
Who?
Old boy in Oakland. Fucking,
He's not there now.
What do you mean?
He's on the tight end.
I'm talking about the wide receiver.
Adams.
Waller's gone. I
Adams,
thought you were talking about
Adams.
Waller.
No, I'm talking about
Waller's gone.
Adams.
Waller is in with the Giants,
Giants,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about Adams.
You think Adams is the number 2 receiver in the league? Even Diggs?
Yeah, Diggs is unhappy, dude. I understand that. So is Adams.
What do you got to be unhappy about?
Diggs wants out of Buffalo. He said.
You're an idiot. Not you personally, Ben. Hey, I'll take Garrett Wilson, baby, because guess what? Santa Claus brought him a fucking quarterback, something he didn't have last year.
You're gonna see Rodgers. You're gonna see Rodgers trying to get
Now,
the
see,
ball
this is
to
from. Please take
Lazard.
this in,
Lazard, dude.
People, please take this in. This is coming
Thought his name
right
was
now.
Lizard.
Not me, but this is coming from D'Lo and Bennett, who are both.
Gotta go
I
out
haven't
there.
said a fucking word
They
about
hate-
it yet.
Gotta go out there and sign Aaron Lizard.
They're gonna hate on Aaron Rodgers. It's not Aaron Lizard, first of all, you asshole. And it's a Lazard. Yeah, it's French.
You make
It's
it sound so
It's like
refined.
Trevor.
Yeah.
People sometimes named
It's
Trevor
not
call
French.
themselves Trevor. I don't know why. It's fucking
Some people call
fancy.
themselves Lizard.
Hey, some people call themselves winners. Others call themselves losers. I call myself
Wah, wah,
a winner.
wah, wah.
Thank you. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. That cheer and applause is
My
All
God.
right, go ahead, Bennett.
No, there's no way I can follow none of that. That is fucking it was a debacle of every situation.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So you guys
Garrett
I'm the best
Wilson.
man on the planet.
Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Number one overall.
Yeah.
You didn't even take an Aaron Rodgers or Dalvin Cook.
If I get any first overall, I will take Garrett Wilson. I swear right
You
now.
won't do it.
I'll tell you that right now.
Neil Riley.
I'm telling you right now. If I get number 1 overall, I'm taking Garrett Wilson. And guess where it's taking me? In
Hold on. Hold the
words-
fuck up. I remember
It's
this
taking me
conversation
straight
from
to
a
the
year
middle.
ago. A year ago. I remember you saying, if I get number 1 overall, I'll take Garrett Wilson. You said
Who?
that last year.
Aaron who?
Garrett Wilson. You said
Nobody
that
said
last
that.
year.
Eric.
No, Garrett Wilson.
Nobody said that last year.
You did.
You got a podcast to prove it? Because we're on one now.
I don't. What I do have to prove is your semen or his semen samples all over your mouth. Why would you say Garrett Wilson 2 years in a row?
Hold on. Oh, he shot me dead right there in the water. But guess what else he got him? Eating crow. Because this dude is obviously a fucking retard, all right?
Garrett Wilson was a rookie last year. He wouldn't have took
He
it.
did. He said some dumb shit like that.
I say a lot of dumb shit. Listen.
That almost sounds like an A train over Curtis Martin.
Which was the dumbest.
He did. I'm telling you, he said this shit.
No, he wasn't even around us. He doesn't even know, dude. This dude was taking care of his mom.
I was back in fucking Jew land over in Israel.
No, ain't nobody.
Whoa! Hey, we're going to get ready to end this, guys.
I would just like
this is taking a different direction.
That us here at the Worst Case Scenario podcast, we do not always agree with the words or comments that come out of Bennett's mouth.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Oh, we understood them, and it kind of scared us, right? Why? Because we live in a society that doesn't accept that kind of talk. Back to your normal, regular
broadcasting.
Fuck this dude.
Yeah, I would not take Garrett Wilson.
I had a boo here. I would hit a boo. But it's Bennett's time. Take it. No, either you take it or we're going to force you to tell you. That's pain.
Sure. I ain't taking that shit.
First of all, that's a pineapple. Well, I won't be able to drive home if I take that. And I'll also be crawled up crying on the couch in about an hour. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, boys, we feel like we're about done. We feel like we're going to go ahead and end this.
We should
end
it
it
like
over hour.
45 seconds ago.
Yeah, I agree. So, here's what we came to the conclusion of today. Hey,
I love Jews.
That's awesome.
I will edit that out. Outside of it, hey, listen. Sad what happened to Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk. You know what I'm saying? But those are guys up there, resting up there, watching over us now. We talked a little bit of regular football. I know, not what all of you guys wanted to hear, but we talked Jets, we talked Bears, and it's our podcast, so fuck you. And next up, we talked a little fantasy football, and we talked about what we thought was top picks. We thank you for joining us today on this podcast from the O'Reillys. We got Bennett, we got D'Lo, we got Phil. Guys, sign off. Thank you for watching us.
Hey, just glad to be back with y'all, man.
See you next time.